Well, I'm already up, so here we go. I'm gonna stream the second time, hypothetically. I'm gonna play Placid Plastic Duck Simulator once again, but this time we're in a different environment. This is your weird little ski chalet. See? Yep. Your creepy little Catman painting. And outside. Get me back on the duck. How do I get back on the duck? Oh lord, I've messed this up somehow. There you go. No, I was trying tab. But see, you still have a little pool, and they can go down there and play hockey, and they go down the slide, and then they go up this little ski lift that's somewhere. I have seen it. So, second day, second duck, second map. I maybe have some talking points again, but I'm gonna try to remember to be zoomed out this time so I feel less ill. And maybe just talk more about the ducks and less about me, because I'm not really that interesting. Let me look at Frederick. There's Frederick from the last stream. It keeps your, like what your ducks are called, their names. And you can hit resume, but I don't know how to change the maps when you hit resume to have like your full collection. I don't really know. It's time for a duck to drop though. Maybe? There it goes. Hello? Let me click you. It's a rainbow duck. We look into its eyes. I trust this one as well. I like how the lines aren't exactly even. That's pretty cool. The opposite of a rainbow would be grayscale. So this is grayscale. Beautiful. I guess while there's no ducks at the beginning, I kind of have to talk about myself a little bit, I guess. So I watched my last stream, my last stream, and I think I did okay, but I'm a little worried still about maybe not doing this. I'm very nervous still for no reason. But I wrote down a few points of stuff that I didn't mention about myself. I don't know. They're not necessarily interesting, it's just talking points, I guess. So, one thing about me is I don't have any, like, social media, so having to have, like, a Twitter in order to be, like, a streamer and having to manage all the Twitch stuff is, like, wild. I do have a Tumblr. I've been on Tumblr since about 2014, so if I ever make a joke that's, like, I don't understand what you're talking about, there's a good chance it's from Tumblr. It's rewired my brain to a certain extent, unfortunately. That's also where I used to do my RPing in my RP days, but yeah, I'm one of those people that just doesn't have social media. And one time, like, I don't even know, it was about 2014 when I used to listen to the radio still, like when I was driving around. Some person had the audacity to be like, I don't trust you if you don't have social media. And it was like, excuse me, there are people who have been, like, stalked or other stuff. And there's so many reasons to not have one other than it's just annoying, and I just think it's annoying, but excuse me, random lady with her stupid opinion. I did briefly try to have a Twitter. I had it for like less than a month because there was just like nothing I really cared about, or it was like hard to find stuff that I was interested in. You really have to like go out of your way to try to find content that you want or something. I don't know. I just didn't like it. Should be a new duck now, though. New duck. Okay, this is a child's drawing. Could just be a dog. And some kites, trees, heart, boat, sun. A mouse or a bear. Probably a giraffe and a horse, unclear. Grandpa from Stardew Valley? Or a rhino? I'm not really sure. A cat. Venom. A crying child. Something jumping over a Christmas tree. Babawee. This chairman? What the frick is that chairman? And a, butterfly. So this is like That was a little all over the place. There's had a little bit of everything. She's gonna be called sampler, like a sampler platter of art. I used to like drawing a lot when I was a kid, and then I stopped because I was like, oh, I'm not good at it or whatever. But one of the weird things about, like, when I was a kid, people said it was weird, but I don't find it weird. I would use up like literally every single inch of every paper. Like, if I did this, there would be no blank space. Every single bit would be colored in. Because I didn't want to waste paper. I don't know. But my signature art style had like, would do that, and then I would trace my thumb so that you knew where to hold it, so you'd also know the orientation of the drawing. Because that was just the kind of thing that I was worried about. Animal Crossing Froggy Chair has a human Sona. I see it, but I don't like it. I wonder what they're reading. I can't tell. Yeah, there's no way I could read that. But yeah, look at these cool art up on the wall up there. There's a creepy cat furry, and then there's a UFO, and then something over there. I'm not really sure what that is. I had to step away for a second because my husband had to come fix something technology-wise that I couldn't see. So thank you, Mr. Sanpo-san. Nope. Wasn't exactly right. Now it's right. Okay. So this is I would be so lost without him. I can't watch 5 screens at once to even see that that was wrong. He's dancing at me. Anyway, there's also some hidden paintings on this wall, and I don't know why you have that covered by, like, what is that, like a curtain? Anyway, next duck. Let me go to the ducks. Please. Okay, well, one came out here. Sampler came out here with the hockey and the little, what are these called, like Zambonis or something? Is that what you call those? Anyway, that's the little, he pushes them down against their will into that little, gondola or whatever they're called. But the new one, oh, Marimo's back, or Marimo. I dropped that name last time, and, my husband was like, what? This is actually, Zoro's name, like, his nickname or whatever in, One Piece. Sanji, I think, is the only one who calls him that. It's Moss Head. So he got a moss head. See the moss head? Beautiful. Did we end up coming up yet? Nope, we're still here. He's still trying to push him. Here he goes. We're gonna go on the gondola ride. Let's go! Wee. The only time I've been in one of these things was in Onomichi. They have one of these to get up to the top of this hill that is like a historical site that has like graves and rocks and a temple, and I don't know, it's the only time I've ever been in a little gondola thing. And it was pretty cool, but also kind of scary because I don't like heights, and you weren't even that high, but it was the point of just being suspended. I didn't like being suspended. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Once again, what kind of weird house is this? It's like 2 rooms and it has its own little gondola from your pool? Like, that's crazy town. This is crazy town behavior. And then I think it just drops them, which is a little rude. Here we go. Yeet! Get dropped, bish! Rip. Beautiful. Next duck is coming though, so I shouldn't click off of it yet. I also, like, this is art maybe? Is this a fountain? Is it a lantern? I'm not really sure. It looks like there's charcoal in there, or poopies, but I think it would be charcoal. You arrived. Oh, Psychedelic is back. Welcome back, old friend. Still a fan of that design. Still like the black and white. Let's see. So talking points, because we're waiting for more things to happen. And when I zoom in on them too much, then I start feeling sick because of the motion of the ocean, as it were, but it's actually a pool. None of them are in the other small pool, so you don't need to see me that right now. So in my hobbies, I didn't mention one of my biggest hobbies, which is just collecting plushies. And I've been collecting plushies since I was like a very small child, and other people, other girls and stuff were like all about their dolls, and I was like, no, just give me my stuffed animals, please. And I had asthma so bad that my doctors were constantly telling my mother to stop buying me plushies. So my grandmother bought a lot of them for me. And then my whole life my mom was just like, you can't keep buying plushies, like you're gonna be an adult and no one's gonna like it, and you'll never get married or you'll never find a partner or anything. And 3 for 3 people I've dated were totally fine with it. And I've never met someone who was like got the ick about that, and basically it just makes me very easy to shop for. People are just like, just drop me a plushie and I'm just like, yep, we're good. The transaction has been made. Let's go. So I have quite a few. If you ever got a hand cam, I would maybe show some of them off. I tried to limit myself to not getting too many, but it doesn't work. I have no self-control. I hear like a woodpecker. Do you hear that? I heard like a woodpecker. What the heck? There he is. I see it. You see that? There he goes. I don't know how to follow him with the camera. Whoops. There he goes. I do kind of enjoy bird watching. That might be like, I wouldn't say it's an old person hobby, but I wish I knew more about birds. For a while I was really into like, okay, so I was almost a docent volunteer at a raptor center for a bit, for like a semester in like high school, and basically got chased away because they didn't really want high schoolers working there. But oh, you can do that. You can't do anything with this perspective though. How do I get out of that? Uh-oh. Okay. So for a while I knew a lot about raptors, and now basically most of that information is gone, except for I know a lot about vultures still. Vultures are really cool. But birds in general are cool. Oh, Grayscale's going down the slide. But I was trying to get to this new man, but I want to see Grayscale don't go down the slide. He's here to play hockey. There's another man! That was definitely not dropped. That is definitely the guy from Fargo. Let's get to this guy first. Well, clearly this is supposed to be Kiss. So, therefore, when I find him, my ability to spot these ducks has not been very good. Well, that's this, so we'll do this first, even though we haven't looked at him yet. This will be Fargo. Kiss is hug. Huggy! No, let's do hug. With 2 G's. Hug. Oh, did you hear his cool little guitar riff? Anyway, this is the murderous Fargo vibe-giving little man. To suspenders. I mean, clearly it's supposed to be a lumberjack, but I mean, if I was in a gondola in an enclosed space with this thing, like poor Grayscale, I'd be a little concerned for my life. There's no blood on the axe, so I guess that's a good sign. It's literally clipped through his wing. That can't be very comfortable, man. Poor little dude. They did not let them play hockey for very long. Poor fellas. Did we even look? There's Hug. We didn't even look deep into his very cool makeup eyes. Very beautiful. Very powerful. Ah! I went through the ice. Oh, he yeeted him. You hear his guitar riff thing? That's not a guitar riff. I don't know what that's called. No blood on the axe yet? That's exactly my point. That is a murderous... Oh, this just got even more awkward. They were waiting around for him. They were waiting to collect him. Now these two are going to kiss. And he's gonna come and say, no! I'm not gonna comment about, like, the rainbowness and that's why he's gonna kill them, because that's terrible. But if you thought it, then you're the bad one. Succession gondola ride. Exactly. One of them's gonna die in transit, unfortunately. Seriously though, what is this house? What is happening here? Anyway, into the next duck, I need to zoom out so I don't... Okay. Beautiful. So one of the things I talked about liking Pokemon, but I didn't talk about one of the most unhinged things I've ever done. That's technically a hobby. Oh, that's how you look at this. There's ducks there. Let me see them. Blues Brothers ducks, perhaps? A snow and ducky experience. We'll get back to my unhinged thing after I figure out how to get off of this and then look at the actual duck. E? Thank you, jeez. You! That's a leopard print. Therefore... zebra. You would say, like, oh, leopard print maybe is the opposite. It was like giraffe, maybe? But those have similar colors, so literally the opposite would be zebra. But not really opposites. Whatever. Anyway, my unhinged thing was starting in 2020 when I was having, like, panic attacks and stuff. I just started, like, I alphabetized all of the Pokemon, like, all of them, and then by generations, I, like, memorized them by, not in alphabetical order, but I'd be like, oh, there's 5 A's in Gen 1, and then 6 B's and 12 C's or whatever, and I didn't memorize the numbers, so I couldn't tell you that, but I can list pretty much every gen except for the one I mess up all the time is, like, 5, because there's, like, 2,000. And I never learned the absolute new one. There's a creepy... Is that a mammoth under there? Oh, it's a big duck mammoth. Iceman. Anyways, it was unhinged because I would try to fit all of them onto a single piece of paper. And so, like, if you flip through my journals, it would literally look like something out of a horror movie. Probably not okay for the amount of hours that I spent trying to memorize and do all that, but... I don't know, it kept my anxiety away, it gave me something to do. You're supposed to make lists and stuff sometimes. And the most recent time I did that was a few months ago, and I finally was able to do it within several tries, like get all of them. So that was cool. It's the opposite of my husband, so when we open Pokemon cards, he can identify, like, a few? He knows most of Gen 1, and then some of the other ones, but... his Pokemon ID is not up to my standards. Rip. He says I know every Pokemon, but that's a lie because according to my husband, Mankey is the only Pokemon. And the most romantic thing he ever did for me was that he bought, like, a charm that had Mankey, and he was like, you can be my Primeape, and then gave me the Primeape part of the little keychain set. Very silly. I also made him a crochet Mankey, but I never finished it because I hate felt work. I really like this giant mammoth. I don't know if this is gonna thaw, like I don't know if we stay here long enough if the seasons will change and he'll just emerge, because that would be very epic. There should be a new duck. Oh, this is the shark one. Shark! And she does the jaw seam. Here. It's Jaws adjacent. I'm sure they couldn't do actual Jaws. So, you know that obviously the response if you see a shark should be Gura, therefore it's going to be Ame. Which is not Gura. I do like the mouth. This is the ones that's... There's one of the types that swim and it'll dive and it'll jump up, and that makes me feel feel incredibly ill if I look at that too much. Mandible steam? I'm not sure if I understand what that means. Some big likes that I didn't mention that are like, oh, knockoff Jaws. That makes sense. You know, it's a time to talk about it. I really love Halloween stuff. I really love I'm one of those people that likes pumpkin spice flavored everything, but also pumpkin flavored everything. Like, people don't use like pumpkins in cooking very much, but like one time when we went to Japan, one of the most delicious meals I ever had was a donburi that had like Japanese pumpkin in it, and you can find like pumpkin ravioli and stuff like that around this time with actual pumpkin, and that can actually be appealing to me. I love Halloween stuff. That was always my favorite holiday growing up. Like, most kids would just be like, I love Christmas! And, like, I thought Christmas was cool because you got presents, but I was all about Halloween, and I like to design my own costumes and stuff and mix and match, like, pieces of them. So, like, pretty much always alternated between witches and cats, but, like, I was a jester cat, I was, like, a hippie cat, I was, like, a dragon witch, various types of things like that. And then you become an adult, and we don't live in a neighborhood, so I have no reason to buy costumes, which is kind of sad, but I did cosplay a few times. Anyway, I love Halloween, like, not flavored, themed anything. That's an easy way to get me to buy things, like clothes, like, you know, houseware stuff, whatever. I'm like, we bought a blanket from Target the other day that was Halloween themed because I was just like, heck yes. If we ever move to a neighborhood, you know that I'm gonna decorate like everything crazy. I want to be one of those scary houses, or like people who go out of their way to make the skeleton displays. Those are very fun. I literally just forgot like every single word in any language. I just completely blank, nothing happening. The next point that I actually wrote down was motion sickness, but we've already talked about that a little bit, that if I keep the camera on and they keep moving, they'll feel motion sick, but I'm probably the most motion sick person I've ever met. Like, I can't even look at my phone in the car to like, I can look at maybe 3 songs on Spotify before I get sick if I'm trying to find something on shuffle. Can absolutely useless in a car. Ducky! Deep into the eyes. So we have some black and white dots. What does that remind me of? What is that? What is it called when you're afraid of like holes? Like holes that are like this? I hear the woodpecker again. It's not hole phobia. There's a word for it. He's gonna be bubble wrap if it fits. It does. That's not what bubble wrap looks like, but I don't really care. Looking at the background reminds me that I'm more of like a mountains person than a beach person. Whole lot of fear. Ha 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 ha. Pretty cool. My next talking point was just that I've been to Japan 3 times. It was like the coolest thing I ever did. So when I do have anecdotes, a lot of times they're from our time in Japan. Me and Mr. Sanpo-san went 3 times. Once in October, and then like March, and then October again. So it was like we had spent several months in Japan within like technically 1 calendar year, but it was technically 2 years. Very fun. We want to go back, but I'm also very scared to get on planes. I hate flying so much. He makes fun of me. He has no problems with flying. Another talking point. I don't know why I keep saying talking points. I'm annoying myself saying that. In terms of games I like to play, I like playing games where you can collect stuff. And you know that if there is a collection opportunity, I'm gonna do it. So things like this game are dangerous because I'm just like, I will literally sit here and wait for all, like, 100 ducks or how many ducks, and I will wait. Even if I get motion sickness, I will just keep playing until I get all of them because I want to get them all. That's my biggest complaint with Stardew is I've never been able Stardew Valley. I've never been able to complete the museum because there's always like 2 or 3 artifacts that I can't get, and it frustrates me. But that's the kind of game where I am. I like to go for completion. All the black and white ones are together. Cycle through. We have Fargo still. Zebra. Ame, Bubble Wrap, Frederick. I'm not sure if that's Hug or Grayscale. Sampler or Marimo. Not sure which one. Oh, okay, that was Sampler because now we're on Marimo. And that's Grayscale. Nobody's in the pool down below right now. We're all up top. We're gonna get a new duck. I'm terrible at timing when these ducks are dropping. I'm like, that is full, and then it's like not full, I guess. Oh lord, it froze. Oh lord, where'd it go? There he was. Duck you! Did you like Duck Duck Goose when you were a kid? I was not a fan. That was like on the same level as Jack in the Box where I was just a little scared. Duck you! He's very punk. I like the pink and the black. I have shorts that are these color. The opposite of duck you would be Lovey. That's not really the same, but that's okay. That's what came into my head, so that's what we're doing. Pretty basic. This is much better handwriting than mine now. I don't think it's supposed to be nice handwriting, but growing up I was always told that I had like manly handwriting, and I'm just like, what does that even mean? That doesn't mean anything to me. So I was trying to write like other girls, like all bubbly and stuff, and it never worked. Which was kind of bad because I had a tendency to forget to like put my name on like assignments. I was one of those kids. I would just fill out the worksheet and just put it up there, and so just be like, what boy wrote this? It'd be like, oh, that was me. I am not a boy. Good times. There's some like funky angles in this house. It's kind of cool. This kind of feature wall must be so expensive though. Like it also opens out to the outside. Like that's pretty wild. He's still coming to murder. He's gonna choose his next victim. I already mentioned I don't like flying. I don't like heat either. Like summer, it's pretty warm here, so that's unfortunate. But it definitely could be warmer. They're all coming in. Convergence. Showing off the creepy little chairman. That was a fun little angle. This one's probably my favorite so far out of this group. My little dragon friend from last stream is definitely my favorite so far. There's gonna be another duck drop. I feel like I don't need to keep talking because I'm just like, I want to look at these ducks, but then it's like, oh, there's nothing to talk about. It's probably why I'm not cut out for streaming. A maelstrom most foul. That's pretty good. Foul and foul. I've only ever owned one thing that was plaid. It was purple. Maybe two things? Yeah, I think I had a long sleeve shirt eventually. Oh, Frederick was going on the slide, and I missed it. Oh, there's the new... Oh, Gwyneth! Return of Gwyneth. Gwyneth! She's still looking good. She's no longer on fire. Most of last stream she was on fire, and that just made me feel terrible. Yeah, all these ducks come out here to play hockey, and then they're immediately shooed off by this little thing. You should tell him to duck off, like that duck said. Just let them play hockey. Being a southerner, I basically have no knowledge of hockey. When the Winter Olympics come on, and it would just be like, that's your background noise, and hockey would come on and be like, I don't know what I'm watching. I know they fight a lot and lose teeth. It'd be kind of cool to live here right now because it's so warm, I'm being eaten alive by mosquitoes. I am the person that will always get eaten by the mosquitoes. There's some signage back here. Duck Mayor? Mayor? Avalanche 3 out of 5? Is that like the date, or you've hit 3 out of 5 in your quota for the year? Probably the date. Oh, I'm not on ducks in order to tap over. There we go. Dirt, dirt, dirt. What is in this ice block? I've been trying to figure it out. What is that? Probably another duck, but like... What is? Tell me. What are you up there? There's a sled. There's a snowman. Duck squirrel, maybe? Chillin', whatever it is. I really do want to know if this freezes, though, and then you just have, like, your little pool down here, but then that would constantly be going off of this. So probably overall not a great setup. In terms of safety. I used to like sledding as a kid. Sled just reminded me. I would 100% never do it now because a few times I flipped my sled, and if I ever flipped one now, I would just not survive. That would just be it for Coco. Coco would be no-no forever. Anyway, last stream I talked about how I like puzzle games, and I really like the Professor Layton series, but what I don't like is when puzzle games are basically just math. I'm not good at the maths. And back when I used to have, where it was okay at maths, like in school, I still didn't want to do it. That was still my least favorite. It was like, so whenever we get, like, Lady Layton is almost all math, and so I just cheated. I hear the woodpecker again. I don't know what that means. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what, like, the lines from Star Wars are. I really like the original 3, so I know a lot of those lines, but I don't remember what comment I made that was adjacent to that. Oh, he did. He fell out. So he is gonna thaw. Oh, this is like a ski duck, probably. Anyway, this is our brand new one. Just a, you know, a little crow, perhaps. They don't really have the orange beaks, though. Deep into the eyes. Beautiful. Well, that's red, obviously. Did we add the little fella with the little ski mask? Is he nameable? Yes, that's what he's gonna look like. He looks pretty cool. Ski, so the opposite of that would be surf. He's a little surfing man. A red zebra. Yeah, he is slowly thawing. What is the game where they had like the ice physics? Was that one of like the Metal Gear games or something where they had the ice slowly melt and people like watched that to make sure it melted all the way? I feel like that was a thing. Now games are so realistic, everything probably has it. Let's check on the ducks in the bottom. Playing hockey? I saw there was at least 2 down there. Ame! She's no longer playing hockey. Lovey's just trying to play hockey. She's resisting arrest. You resist this toy little Zamboni ice thing. Apparently it's Metal Gear Solid 2. I believe you. I've never been ice skating. And now, like, I'm over, like, I'm 31, so I don't know if my bones could handle it, to be honest, if I ever fell, so I'm a little too scared to ever do that. They invent full body, like, puff armor, maybe? I used to rollerblade, though. Definitely not the same skill set at all, though. Lovey and Ame. Saying, duck you! And then he's gonna bite this person's butt. He's gonna bite that butt. He's gonna get him. Still trying to collect this 3rd duck into the gondola. Okay. The gate closes. This is when they tell you to keep all your hands and arms inside the vehicle. At which point my husband will immediately stick whatever out and make me be very upset. Whee! This is so rude though. I don't know why it can't gently drop them. It has to literally drop them out the sky. Is that a helicopter? Do you hear a helicopter? Is that just me? Splash. Now that the sun's out, we can see their colors for real. Surf's working on it. He'll be there in like 10 years. See, Red has very bright orange lips. Frederick. Grayscale. Sampler. Marimo. Psychedelic. Hug. New duck. Right in front of me. A return. The return of... I'm gonna get there eventually. Clay! Clay! He looks like he's made of wood, but that's why. Will surf break apart if I touch him? That's a good question. No. I did just send him to his doom, though. Oh, he's glitching through. He's glitching through. Containment breach. Ice on ice. I wonder if this re-ices him. He doesn't make a sound when I click on him. Oh yeah, he does. There it goes. Let him out! I wonder if that Star Wars comment was referring to like being frozen in carbonite, because he's kind of Han Soloing it up right here. Maybe the Zamboni will break him. What we need is Drogo. Drogi needs to drop so that he can use his fire power. His fire power of love, I think, would probably work against the ice. Because last stream I had a duck that was breathing fire that was like dragon themed, so he could definitely win against this. He's definitely more powerful. He set 2 of my ducks on fire. I'm still a little mad about that, but we forgive him. Just gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. The only like time frame they're allowed to play hockey is when the gondola's still returning, and that's a little sad. Because the gondola comes in and then he comes out of his little shed to attack. He doesn't let them have any fun. That's so sad to me. Can they hit the hockey puck? I wonder if they can hit the hockey puck. Ah! The moment of impact. That was like the horror movies whenever they're like in the car and they're talking to each other and then all of a sudden like a semi just hits them from the side. Clay! Come on, Clay. They look like they're having like an intimate romantic trip on this gondola and there's just an ice-cubed duck next to them, like... He's glitching through. He's glitching through the gondola. You can drop him again. Ah! This is what it looks like when you drop your ice cubes into your drink. And then it goes all over the floor because your ice machine is broken and then your dog has like a field day. Our dog loves ice. Let's check in on some of these others. Do your cool jaws thing. That's a great angle. I've gotten just as good at controlling these things as I've ever. Frederick multiplied again! Frederick! In the cold, Frederick? It's too cold for them babies. Give them some jackets. The little fluffy down is not enough. Okay, we got a new one. This looks like the other marble one that I had, but like... patterned? That's pretty cool. I'm sure high school me probably had a notebook like this. And when I doodle, I just be drawing shapes like this. That's pretty cool. I don't know what to call that though. This reminds me of like a mummy? But it's like crumbling apart. So I have no idea where you'd go with that name. You can also be Mummy. Mummy! Back. Not every name has to make sense. We're really having a little party over here in this corner. It's my jam. Truly, the jams are all from DJ Mr. Sanpo, to be honest. If you've never listened to him, you should listen to him on the YouTube. Marimo and Mummy have immediately adopted these children. They're like, get away, frickin' Frederick. You're never here with your kids. You're leaving them on, like, the wrong part of the pool. You're exposing them to the fire duck. They adopt them. They were like, were anyone gonna adopt these kids? And then when no one said no, they immediately just stepped up. The ducks had stepped up. Frederick freaking left them. This is the face of a parent who's not very good at watching their children. Grayscale! Oh, is it gonna get hug first? It's gonna go for hug. That's kind of violent. It's very funny, but it's a little violent. Pew. Get Hug. Get him in here. Pew. This map is definitely funner than the first map. Because there's more stuff going on. Plus, I don't think they can just... but I don't know. Like, would the propeller ducks still just, like, jet off out of nowhere and give me anxiety because I abandoned my boy? Like, it's unclear. Oh, bubble wrap came in. I was like, why have we not moved? They're on, like, the exact opposites. Two people sitting, like, 10 feet apart in a hot tub. Whatever that joke is. Oh, he's protecting Grayscale from Hug. That was definitely a swooping in to, like, don't touch my duck moment. Get your paws off that duck. They don't have paws, wings? Get your wings off that bird. Beautiful. Meow. Let's check in on them all. Bargo has still not committed murder. He's still doing his best to keep that side of himself in check, but who knows how long that will last. Zebra, always fashionable. Ame. That mouth still open. What that mouth do? Bubble wrap. Lovey, still telling me to duck off. Duck you, whatever. Gwyneth. Surf still has not de-thawed. Like, I can't tell if this ice is getting smaller. Will he ever return to us? Red. Clay. Mummy, he was hidden. This is my new one. Okay. This is a sewing pattern. I'm terrible at sewing. And the problem with these patterns is you're supposed to, like, cut, you know, like, along these lines. And I've never been able to cut around lines correctly. So sewing. There's a hot air balloon back here. You can see it in the distance. But, once again, I don't know how to actually get to it. One day I'll learn how to control things. Not today. That's probably good. Oh, it's gone by now, of course. Who did I just get? I just got the sewing pattern. Sewing? So the opposite of sewing would be cutting, but there are scissors on it, so we'll call you crochet for my most recent crafting obsession. He's gonna motivate me to finish all of these projects that I have in a box. Unfinished. Look at Clay go. Nyar. Surf really loves going down the slide. Probably because he glitches out. You think the ice would, like, become dislodged a little bit, but no. Still here. Yeah, I don't think this ice is getting smaller, but he did fall out the tree. Was it the woodpecker? I'm just connecting this. It was the woodpecker that probably killed him. They're already lined up to get pushed into this gondola. They are not even trying to avoid it. Surf's out here trying to have a good time, and they're like, nope, you didn't even need the little thing. You didn't even need the little ice scraping man. They were just gone. Gravity already did the work. That's a little ominous the way he turns around. And looks like he kind of has eyeballs. I certainly wouldn't want that coming after me. Oh, he left him! He does not identify that Surf is a duck. That the machine is not able to register this as a duck. It sees eye shape. He's immune. He can stay down here in hockey all he wants, but I've seen him transport at least once. New click. This one is really fun. This drawing one. It's on clay. I want it to be on sampler as well. Grayscale. This one. That's a lot of fun details. And then some of the ducks are just like, just a duck. And then this one's out here with like 10 drawings on it, all of which are probably about the level that I could draw. I also like how the paper looks like it's been like worn, like you left it in your backpack and spilled something on it, or you were like out at recess and it got in the dirt. And it's just, or you don't even know, you just come home and you take out your art again and it looks like that and you're like, grubby child life. He was right there. They're forming a band. They're all touching butts. Something's going on there. Beauty. Hug has come down here like every opportunity he could. Is anyone gonna join him or is he just gonna get snatched immediately? Duck drop? Maybe if I pulled back this far we can see where it drops from. I doubt it. Yep, it comes from nothingness. Oh, it's air. We have the return of Mr. Air. Because he's a rock and the opposite of rock would be air. Which isn't true. I don't know why I'm saying opposites every single time, but you know. It's one of at least two that just sink straight to the bottom and then just don't move. I mean, if I was a duck, that's probably what I would want to do. I wouldn't want to deal with the stress of floating around. Plus, I would probably get motion sick anyway. You gotta talk to all these other ducks and you have no control over who swims up to you. So kind of being at the bottom of the pool is like the way to go. Personally. Has it been about an hour? I guess it's been about an hour. That's wild. Oh, 53 minutes. Okay, I see. I know how to look at a timestamp. These look like brothers who are walking away from each other. It's gone down a path that the other one cannot follow, and that path is murder. Great kill. I also appreciate on this one the eyeball, the one that's just like a scratch. So it's like, is that a part of the star, or is it that's just a scratch, like you were trying to test your pin? If I looked at this for too long, I would definitely feel ill. See, Surf, I didn't see if he was registered as a duck or if Hug just took him along. And Hug's body's encased in ice now. Oh no! He's become ice. Someone else must be out there. He's pushing the puck! He pushed the puck. I was trying to see if there's another duck down there, because why else would he still be going and the gondola wouldn't have... Huh. Usually, maybe it's a set time frame then. I thought it was like whenever the ducks were done he would go back up, but... The sun's rising again, so we're not gonna be able to see all the colors on these things. Although the sunset is making this one look like a lot scarier with like the red tint because he's like reflective. You're right, that's an excellent joke. I gotta get over there. He's giving him the cold shoulder. Shoulders in the ice, that's a very cold shoulder. Also, like, where does this gondola come and go from? Because, like, it goes down into the abyss. See that? It just goes into nothingness, and then it turns down there and it comes back down that, but the same little ropeway. But where does it turn down there? What is happening down there? For their third passenger. Maybe it waits for 3 every time? I don't understand how this little gondola works. But I don't have to. Because we're gonna get another duck. Maybe 2 more ducks and then I'll stop. There's a moon up there. Moon. Time for duck drop. I want to know if Surf ever comes out, though. Poor little man. Oh, this opened up. I don't know why this opened up, but it opened up. Oh, so this is the, like, the dogs playing poker, but with ducks. Okay. A creepy black and white one. Oh, a duck hunter. Duckadelic one. And then that looks like a movie stub, perhaps? Ticket stub of some kind. It's fun the way these maps, like, parts of it will change, or stuff will fall in the water, or you can access things that you couldn't before. I found that enjoyable. Did I miss a duck? I don't think I missed a duck. Let's tap through them. They're all so close together I can't tell who we're looking at, though. I swear I was supposed to be getting a new duck. Am I dumb? Did I get someone that I had repeated? That's air. Yeah. There it is! Ha ha ha! My favorite summer fruit, watermelon, and I buy it, or my husband buys it, and then I don't eat it, and then he yells at me. But not in a serious way. He likes to pretend that we're going bankrupt because I don't eat the whole watermelon container. But it is beautiful. I do love the watermelon. So that is like one of my favorite fruits, so we will name it after my least favorite fruit, which is grapefruit. I can't stand grapefruit, I don't think. It's too, like, tart? Bitter? What is grapefruit even supposed to be? Pretty good detail. Surf, are you gonna go down there again? All alone on the ice. No, Surf didn't go down the slide. I have to hustle and grind. I just wish you would eat it to the rind. That's very good. That's very annoying because there's no rind by the time I get to it. And I do eat some of it. But that was a good rhyme. That was pretty good. We got a pretty good duck party going, didn't we? It's really been like an hour or so. We'll wait for one more duck and then we'll go. But I feel like it went by quicker this time. But I also feel like I talked less. I feel like I was just going on and not really talking about anything. And that there were these long moments of very awkward silence. But having watched streamers before, I know that people go silent sometimes. It's not the end of the world. Also, Frederick's children have not left the corner of this pool. Let me get over to the closest duck to them. Last time, Frederick's children at least had a little bit of more area to roam around. They've literally just been like this the whole time. I'm worried about them. I'm worried. I'm worried about the children. The kids are not alright. They need to explore more. Even though they, based on the last map, can't go into like the secondary pools for whatever reason. Because as I said last stream, maybe they're just imaginary. Maybe that this is just a figment of Frederick's imagination. Crochet? Oh, double duck on the slide. Double duck. Triple duck! Triple duck! Triple duck. Bubble wrap just went straight into the thing though. The guy didn't even have to nudge him. So did Crochet. We just went straight from the slide with our own momentum right down to the gondola. That's like an extra part of the slide, I guess. Gwyneth got shut out! I gotta tab over to Gwyneth because I always forget that I can just click it. Look, she got shut out because I guess maybe it can only hold 3. Maybe the gondola can only hold 3. I'm sorry, Gwyneth. And now you'll be forever alone because after this duck I'm gonna say bye-bye. But at least you're not on fire this time. You're just freezing your little duck butt off all alone down here. Surf was probably my favorite one from this stream. My new duck came and I forgot to just click on him. This. Woo! This is clearly anime. Anime, kawaii. Baby mama showed up is what that looked like. Ah! Well, she immediately connected with Surf and immediately started smooching with him. Therefore, this must be Surf and Turf. Because if I just put Turf, you would somehow think that that was like the bad kind of turf. And I'm just talking about the Surf and Turf. Okay? What, her number? Get out of here! She doesn't have a number? Her number is 3 because she has 3 kids back there. 3 kids. Mama duck. Yeah, she's pretty cute. I like the hand painted effect. Like, I've been very impressed with like the different textures and like, I don't know. I don't want to say media, but like, oh, it's different types of paints. Or like, this looks like a crayon, this looks like a colored pencil, that kind of thing. Was that really the best duck to land on though? Maybe I'll wait for one more duck. One more duck. That was... She's cool, but not that cool. And that's gonna be one that I already have, and I'm just like, ah. And that's how we end up doing streaming for too long. But I don't want to do that because I don't want to stream a lot at the beginning of it because I don't want to tire myself out of it. Frederick Levy. Hug is down here again? And Surf? Hug and Surf have been like the regulars at the hockey. Which Surf makes sense because I feel like maybe he's heavy or something? He's ice? Like calls to like, he has to come down here to be on the ice because he's already iced. I wish he would come out though. I wonder if he's featured in other maps not Frozen. Because you can see when you name him, he has a cool little jacket. Controllo Remoto? And then some Japanese katakana I can't read his angle. Remocon, like a remote? That doesn't make sense. That's not what that means. Oh yeah, remoto. That's literally what it said in English too. Hug took that hit instead. He tried to hit Gwyneth. Hit Hug instead. See, it does register Surf as a duck. This machine, I swear, didn't register as him as a duck and would like avoid him, and now it did. So, duck status confirmed. Surf! You're killing him. You're just slamming him into the rock over and over again. This has become violent. Sampler's gonna block the blow. Or just completely go right past him. I thought you were trying to protect him, Sampler. No! There he goes. Nope. Maybe. Ame! Ame's come down. This is the most ducks we've had down here at one time. But only 3 can go in the gondola at once. You found out. Got the black and white group over here, except for technically red has some orange on his beak, but they're the cool kids. Frederick and Surf and Turf. Once again. Surf and Turf, you better go back to Turf. Get away from Frederick. Although technically you are probably his baby mama. Scandalous. I really do like this one. Watch this next duck be like the coolest duck, and I'll be like, I don't even want to leave because this duck is so cool, but I will. Right. Right. These days I feel guilty whenever I see ducks because your whole life you fed them bread probably, and like only now and like a few years ago I found out you're not supposed to do that. This is my new duck. Babushka! Or Matryoshka? It's a Matryoshka as a nesting doll? That's got a lot of detail. I really like the eyelashes. And again, it looks like hand painted, and that's very cool. The eyes are a little scary to me because they're so wide set and it's hard to look deep into them because they're so far apart, but I do want to give her a little kiss because she has lips. Unlike the others, she very much has lips. Oh, and she ran away from me because I was trying to give keys. There she goes. What's the opposite of a nesting doll? Just a regular doll? Yeah, there's quite an expression going on there. I don't want to go into what's the opposite of Russia. We don't want to touch that. I went past her when I was trying to think about her name still. What do I call her? Give me a name. She also has nostrils. You can see her nostrils. Slippy Toad? That makes no sense, but okay. Is she a special one? Yep. Slippy Toad. Ah! Slippy Toad? Sure. Anyway, oh, it's from Star Fox. See, I wouldn't know. I never played Star Fox. Anyway, this was my second stream. This was Placid Plastic Duck Simulator, and it was fun. I'll probably do it one more time because there's a third map that was DLC where you're like, it's kind of space themed with like spaceships and stuff. That's pretty fun. But other than that, I mean, that's about it. So, bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye-bye. I remember the buttons. It's Alt-Tab. No? Yes. Alt-Tab. Bye-bye.